the Auburn Blitz podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? We are here at JR Sports Bar and Grill on location today. Faith, excited about this being the start of what we're going to be doing from now to, I don't know, I guess throughout fall. We're going to be going around to different places, and we want to focus a lot on the lake this summer, though, because it's lake season and Alexander City, Lake Martin. So we're glad to get everything kicked off right here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah. JR's been with us for
a long time,
way before I was here. So
that's right. I can't believe you didn't say way before I was born. I think
it was
pretty close. I think actually it was. Well, so you were just a twinkle in your mom and dad's eye, Faith, when we started this partnership, and now here you are. Great podcast this morning. I thought we talked a lot about the transfer portal, basketball and football. We're going to talk more about that. Obviously here, but we want you to come out to JR Sports Bar and Grill and take in this great food, the great atmosphere. They're going to have specials going on throughout the summer. They're going to be bringing out some of their awesome food here just a little bit for us to try. Can't wait for you to tell us what you think your favorite thing is going to be on the menu. We're old timers here, so we know what our go-to is, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you choose and seeing what you like here because the menu's pretty big.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the people when I walked in, and they had a bunch of varieties of different food from table to table. So I'm excited to look
You already scouting it out, weren't you?
Of course. Come on.
We always have that's probably the I mean, we love going to the high schools, don't get us wrong, but we go to all these different communities for our On the Road show. We really enjoy highlighting local restaurants and stuff, and the food's always phenomenal. But we'll be going live for TV at noon like we always do here on Friday. But again, come out and see us. We're going to be putting a schedule out of our on location places. Most of it's going to be Fridays. Some of it, will depend on events that we're going to be helping with at certain establishments and stuff. But for the most part, it's going to be on Fridays. And we'd love for you to come and hang out with us wherever it is that we are on Fridays.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be, we'll be posting it on social media where we're going, what Friday. To come out and hang out with us while we do this.
Right. JR's is hopping right now. I mean, it's only about 3 tables that are empty right now. So it's the way it is. And most people that know Alexander City and they know JR's is a staple of this community, and they have been here for 27 years now, right in this location, and been serving outstanding food. And it's the go-to place in Alex City when people come in and they go, "Where do you want to go? I'm new to this place. I'm new to Alex City and Lake Martin." Everybody goes, "Well, one of the first places you got to go to JR's." And most of the time, it's you either got to try the wings or the chicken fingers, and but their burgers are great, quesadillas. They got great salads here. I mean, they got the whole array. So we're going to get a sampler. How about that? We're going to get a full – Matthew's already told me he's going to hook us up. So we're all going to be good there. But a couple minutes before we go live here, kind of have a crazy story breaking in the high school ranks that we'll talk about here.
Yeah, crazy. You sent it to me while I was driving up here, so I didn't really get to look at it.
Glad you didn't.
Yeah. On the road.
Al Dot.
Yes. But I read it when I got here, and I didn't even know that that's allowed. So.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anymore what rules are and what aren't. So, I mean, it's just kind of do whatever you want to do now in this world when it comes to sports. And it's trickling down into high school.
Yep.
And it's coming here. I mean, there's the NIL thing is a real deal. And Chris, what's up, brother? Good to see Chris, the owner, here at JR's Sports Bar and Grill. And we're up here in the bar area, by the way. We're not drinking. But we're here in the bar area, and you kind of get the overlook behind us here at JR's. So about a minute before we get started here on TV. But, yeah, it's crazy, Faith. Yeah. I don't know. The Nico thing this week's been wild. And, now you're starting to see some bizarre stories in high school and kids being I guess propositioned and recruited to come across state lines to states that have the ability to do certain things. So it's a real deal. There's no question about it. We're gonna talk about that here in just a few minutes. We want to wait till we jump on TV statewide on Charter Cable 701 and Charter Channel 80 for all of you that tune us in there. We can't take calls, obviously, but we can take your comments. Facebook and YouTube, and we want to remind everybody to go out there and subscribe to our YouTube page, our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you guys and spread the word, and we're growing, Faith. We topped, what did we top? Let's see here on our channel. As we scroll around, we are over 3,800 now, so 3,800 subscribers. All of you, thank you so much for what you're doing and helping spread the word out there. So we're about to go live for TV, so we'll wait about 15 seconds. We'll come back, and then we'll get everything rolling here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. So glad that you've joined us wherever it is that you're tuning us in out there. All right, welcome in everybody to the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensa Green for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensa Green. Brett and Faith here on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill, and the start of what we're going to be doing from now throughout football season, Faith, mostly on Fridays, but there'll be some different days, and we're going to put a calendar out for everybody, and we want people to come hang out with us and talk Auburn sports.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get that out and tell everybody where we're going to be, which Friday, or sometimes it's going to be Monday, maybe, depending on the events and what's going on. So yeah, we'll let y'all know, and y'all can come out and hang out with us. Yeah,
no doubt. We were on the podcast this morning, and obviously we started with Chad Baker-Mazara getting in the portal, and I'll just start there again for maybe anybody that didn't get a chance to catch that this morning. You and I kind of went through the landscape of what Auburn's roster looks like and the guys that they've added. But Chad Baker-Mazara was a surprise to you that he got in the portal?
Yeah, it was a surprise to me because I really thought he loved Auburn. I thought Auburn did really good things for him. So when I saw that he had entered the transfer portal and we had heard that he had signed to stay next year, I was shocked. So I don't know. I'm a little disappointed just because.
Well, you knew Chad personally.
Yeah.
And, again, I know it's a business decision, but, I think I saw somebody tweet out, I won't say who it was another member of the media that said you threw all that away for a chance to go make a little bit. I mean, your legacy and and you and I talked about that on the podcast this morning that you've kind of established yourself here, and
that's the thing is he's got an established personality and fans that go with that personality, and so I think that's kind of a little bit what I found just disappointing because he's had some controversial moments during the season, and so I don't know. I think I'm just disappointed, and I feel like he kind of just threw some of that away.
I think he did, and I think that's kind of goes hand in hand with the Nico situation. And again, you want to make the best decision, but you better be careful who you trust in making that decision. I know we talked about Cam Newton's podcast, and I thought he hit the nail on the head when he said it's going to be his name, it's going to be his character that has a stain on it, and he's going to be the example moving forward in all of this, no matter how it works out, whether it works out great for him or whether he is a bust. And let me tell you, in this world with social media and the way things are, there's a lot of people be pulling against him this year. Look, I don't have anything personal against the kid, but to me, it's hard to believe he just crumbled up the relationships he had built at Tennessee and just said, to heck with it, I'll go to the highest bidder that had to be somebody pulling from in his camp to make him do that.
Yeah, and I think that's a totally unrelated, different situation than Chad Baker-Mazara's. I do not think he has any sort of resentment or bad blood with Auburn. He can still pull out and come back to Auburn. So I don't know. I think it's a different situation there. But yeah, with Nico, I do think it's a bad situation.
I think, well, and then that's a bad situation because he didn't get as good a deal. You know, I think what we've all learned in this deal, and again, everybody's applauding Tennessee. I told you I don't think they had a choice but to cut ties. How are you going to bring back somebody that's burned all these bridges and these relationships? So Tennessee had no choice but to part ways.
Right.
And so you look at it from a standpoint of it's all about the money. It's about the next best deal. And I think Cam Newton said, hey, look, even though it's your dad, even though it's your uncle or whoever it is in your camp that you trust, you better really trust them. And that they're doing the best thing for you and not the best thing for their pocketbook.
Right.
Because it's his name and reputation on the line.
Absolutely it is. I think what we've seen is that his daddy was behind a lot of it, and I don't know if that's 100% true, so I'm not going to say that. But if it is, I'm sure it was with good intentions.
Right.
But that was a decision that was not wise, I don't think.
I'm going to say it's a small victory for college sports right now.
Oh.
He gets in the portal. He leaves. Yeah. He walks out of spring practice. The commitment had already been made. He was making, $2.5 million? Mm-hmm. And he goes, I think I need more money, or his camp thinks that. So he gets in the portal. Tennessee goes, okay, if you think the grass is greener, go. And he's searching, and they're North Carolina, and then North Carolina backed off. Tulane backed off, and then I told you on the podcast he's going to end up in California. It's where he's from. He's going to end up at USC or UCLA. He ends up at UCLA, but UCLA got him for less than Tennessee. So I think all of these players and everybody was watching how this played out. We were all kind of going, it would serve him right not to get picked up by anybody, but we knew somebody would pick him up, but they picked him up for less. So you roll the dice when you go out there and you go, okay, what is my value? Well, you think your value's more than that. Everybody else may go, no, your value's really here. And if you want to play college football, we'll take you for this, but we're not even going to pay you what you were getting paid at your last school. I think it's a small win for college football.
For college football, yeah, for him, it's a big loss.
It's a big loss.
We saw what he did with the Tennessee program, and, he's had some good games and some not so good games, but I think he is going to – I saw that too, Justin. He just commented and said, think about the taxes he's going to be paying in California. He is not going to be making nearly anything near what he was doing at Tennessee after everything comes through.
So $2.5 million in Tennessee, and then you go 1.5, I think is what everybody's saying, in California. Ain't nowhere near the same. Not even close.
No.
And so, again, there's a lot of thought that goes into the – and then think about the pressure, Faith, that he's under now, that he's put himself really under this microscope. Everybody's going to be watching him. Everybody's going to be saying, watch this. He's going out to UCLA. He's about to fall on his face. And you're going to have a lot of people hoping to see that. And they're going to say, serves him right. Should have stayed at Tennessee. He took them to the playoffs last year. He crumbled all that up, threw it away to try to make another dollar. I hate it, but, I was on Gary Harris's show just a minute ago in Tuscaloosa, and it's like he said, I don't feel remorse for these kids when they make these decisions now. These are big-time business decisions, and when you get criticized, you want all this money, you got to take the criticism too.
But if it's his dad that's behind it,
it's sad.
That's where it becomes a disappointing thing. Where, again, I think his dad would with good intentions, but to have him not show up to even the meeting with the Tennessee coaches it's
a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, and look, I know there's other situations in the past that we can go down, but this one's in the forefront, and all these money figures are out for everybody to know now.
Right.
Back in the day, it was like, well, I think maybe they offered him $400,000, or I think they may have gotten him for $250,000. Nobody ever knew because it was illegal and it was under the table. Now all this stuff is out in the open for people to see, and it's kind of transparent, and it's kind of like how the sausage is made. You know, you go sometimes to a place, you go, I don't want to see how all that's done. I just want the food. I don't want to see how all of it's made in the back.
What a weird comparison.
You've never heard that before?
No.
That's pretty common. But again, a lot of people love hot dogs, right? But you probably don't want to see how they're made. And so that's kind of the way it is in college sports. Probably don't need to know everything that's going on. And now that we have all this stuff, it really kind of makes everybody look like a villain. John said the Nico thing he learned that started several months ago. It did. I mean, it started prior to the playoffs.
Yeah, he said he deserved more going into the playoffs.
Said his deal was about the regular season. I mean, it's like he's making up stuff as he goes.
But I think that's the way that the NIL has been this whole time, is that, you know, I said this the other day when we first found out, the guy from, was it Wisconsin, that said,
yeah, Wisconsin,
that said, well, I'm employed, I can leave whenever. I can quit a job whenever. There's more rules that are getting made up because there's not enough regulation to.
Who's enforcing them?
Well, the NCAA has tried to go do stuff, and they've gotten declined every single time in court.
The court throws it out and rules against them. And look, I'm no fan of the NCAA. I think we've all said that over the years, and they've done a lot of stupid things, and they made a lot of bad decisions. But they've actually tried to step in and regulate this. And every time it's taken to court, it's always ruled against. And so they kind of like, you know what, then y'all just go do whatever the heck you want to do. And that's what people are doing.
It's ruined college sports.
And the final thing I'll say before we go to our next break, and again, we'll stay up live during the breaks here on Facebook and YouTube for all of you, so you can continue to bring the comments in. We'll continue to talk. But, I mean, it could easily happen to Auburn or Alabama or any of our teams that we love. This just happened to be the first example. This just happened to be Tennessee dealing with this problem.
And then I said it yesterday. I'm glad it's not us taking the first hit.
Absolutely.
So,
but you got to think that it's just a matter of time before somebody goes, hey, I need a little bit more money.
Yep.
And I've signed a deal. Well, Chad Baker, similar, had a deal accordingly to what we've been told, had a deal signed, and then comes back and goes, I've rethought this. I think I need a little bit more. And then it's like Coach Pearl and the staff is like, we got a budget, man, and we worked the deal out with you, and you were good with it. Now you're coming back trying to change your end. At some point in time, you just got to cut ties.
I hope, this isn't the end of Chad at Auburn, but we'll talk a little bit more about it after we come back from the break.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and take our first break here for TV. Stay tuned. A lot more to come here on the Auburn Blitz, live on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill right after this. All right. So we are here at JR Sports Bar and Grill and getting some text messages. Let me see what we got coming in. So I have no idea. That was this morning. So, by the way, I had several people say they loved the segment. We talked about the seatbelt. They went and watched it. And they were like, "What are they talking about?" So, yeah, that was pretty funny. If you haven't watched the latest On the Road with the AHSA show from Hewitt Trussell, by the way, you and Maddie knocked that out of the park.
Thank you.
Thought y'all it knocked the home run, no pun intended, because we went to watch them play baseball, watched Hewitt baseball. What a bunch of great people up there.
Oh, my gosh. They were awesome. They were so nice. The students were really nice. Coaches were great. So I had a good time up there. Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's on the flip side of what we do here on the Auburn side. We do a two-part deal. Obviously we're heavy Auburn, but we're also heavy AHSA because we have the partnership with the HSA with our network, and it's a lot of big things going on there, and going to be seeing some more interviews, Faith, with some of the top prospects here in the state. She got it kicked off a few weeks ago with the top prospect in this coming up class, in Sadarian Morgan, from right here in Alexander City. So
Yeah, he was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. I think I'm gonna be creating a playlist of all the different on the front row of faith. So
Awesome.
yeah, I didn't even tell you that, but yeah.
You never tell me anything. I'm
And
just kidding.
then the third edition of On the Front Row. of
Yes,
Faith
it's coming out today.
Yeah, with Brendan Valdez. That'll be live at 2 on YouTube.
Right.
So
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
can nobody hear us?
Can see you on Facebook, can't hear you there, but can on TV.
If anybody else is
Yeah.
watching, can you
Yeah. Check us out and let us know. I mean, we're up streaming. I'll check it out here on my Facebook page and see what's going on. Check it out. Let me see where we are on breaks and I've had nothing from the studio, so I think we're probably pretty good. Oh no, John, you need some hearing aids, brother. I'm just kidding, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're loud and clear on Facebook. I don't know what's going on there, brother. Make us sweat a little bit. Make us think we're having technical difficulties and we're not. Appreciate it, Luke. Yeah, Jeffrey, we'll get with you. We'll read your comment off when we come back on TV. Should be coming back here shortly. So appreciate all of you tuning in. Get your comments in on YouTube and Facebook. We're here at JR's Sports Bar and Grill. There's Matthew. We're going to be getting some food from him in just a little bit. Some good stuff, man. So we got 30 seconds now, so we just got the cue, so we're in good shape. Right. On locations on Fridays. I mean, look, this thing's going to fly by. We'll be in football season before we know it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be a balloon by the time after eating all the food that we're gonna be eating.
Our eyeballs are a lot bigger. You know, we want to dive into all this, and then it's like, whoa, man. And so we kind of temper it down a little bit. We don't gorge ourselves. So,
Not entirely.
not entirely, but we take a lot to go plates.
We do that
So.
a lot.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensagreen.
For air that's cool and clean, call in Sensagreen.
Call on Sensagreen for the best around, saving you thousands of dollars on new installs. It's about to get warm. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but, you know, it's a switch that flips, and it goes from 35 or 40 degrees to 95 overnight. So,
No, from when the sun comes up
yep,
to when the sun's actually in the middle of the sky. It goes from, like you said this morning,
Right.
40 degrees. And then when I got out of my house today, it was already 80. So
you just don't, I mean, it's like bundle, then take everything off, and then bundle back up when the sun goes down. That's the typical spring here in the state of Alabama. Jeffrey said, I don't think you can take him back at this point. What Brett says true, shows weakness on behalf of Pearl, the administration. If he can puff his chest out now and get away with it, what will happen again during the season? All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. Glad you can hear us fine, too. So got some confirmation on that. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, it's the Nico thing on the Auburn side. At this point, you came up, you decided to have an agreement, and you decided it wasn't good enough anymore. So now just, all right, well, this go separate ways.
yeah, I mean, I think about it in different ways of, I don't know if he was hearing that other people were getting more of what the whole thing was, that he decided, hey, this isn't good enough for me.
It's people in their ear. Just be honest about it. Hey, you can get more. You can go back and get more.
It has to be. I think a Final Four team is playing as much as he did in the way that he was such an impactful player. Why?
I mean, you would look like you got 1 year of eligibility left. Now he's going to go somewhere.
Right.
You
Why
built
would
these
you go?
relationships. You're going to be the team leader. You're going to be one of the team leaders. And it's just kind of like,
I don't know if he felt threatened maybe by some of the transfers we were bringing in.
Well, let's talk about that. That's a good segue. Thought you kind of led into that perfectly because you look at his size and what his position was, and you had Keyshawn Hall and Abdul Bashir, and then you got Sebastian Williams Adams. I mean, at some point in time, man, we just picked up a couple big guys,
right?
But you got a budget, and everybody's got a price tag, and you're trying to manage all this. You and I talk about roster management all the time in football and basketball. And so when somebody comes back after you've already sat down and agreed upon terms, and then you come back and say, no, I need more. Well, it's not just about you and that. It's about the whole team, because if you take and give him more money, it's going to take money away from somebody else.
Right. And we were talking about that yesterday, of the way that if we need 2 big guys right now, that is a priority after having Janai and Dylan Cardwell.
And we got to pour them.
Right.
But that's one. But
we also need to get somebody else. And so where some of our money is going to have to go to somebody else who that's a huge necessity. And we're bringing in, like you said, Keyshawn Murphy and some of these other guys that are able to, kind of take a little bit of I don't want to say take his position.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say, though.
Absolutely. But he's a leader. He's a leader. I mean, I truly don't think. I really think it just came down to money. I think it was a value, and I think I'm gonna go out on a limb. Right. I don't know this to be true or not. Did he catch wind that somebody else got more to come? And he's like, well,
that's what I'm thinking, maybe.
Yep.
But again, it's.
But he got more. He got a better deal than he had last year. I'm sure
100%. He had to.
Right. So at some point in time, you just have to make the call for yourself, and you have to live with the consequences of that. I think Auburn's filling their roster up really well. They also pick up Kevin Overton from Texas Tech. He's a 6'5" shooting guard. Very, very defensive-minded program in Texas Tech, just like Auburn.
Yep.
And so when you look at their the offensive numbers, it's not going to blow you away. 7.8 points a game, but you look at the intensity and what Bruce Pearl looks for in a player. He wants you to score, but he wants you to be able to play defense.
Right.
And it is a must to play for him. And again, that was probably why Auburn went ahead and pulled the trigger on Kevin Overton and added another guard here. So again, probably 2 or 3 more pieces going to be added to this basketball roster, football, whatever.
Has to be.
It's all merging together. Okay, John, you reboot. See, it was a technical issue on your side. You reboot your phone. Isn't that the way to fix all technical problems? Just cut it off and start over. So I just cut it off.
That's what the people come out and make you pay $150.
Yeah, did you just turn that off? And I can't tell you how many times I've had people tell me, technicians say they show up at somebody's house and it wouldn't plug in. Can't get this to work anymore. Hey, did you check to see if it was actually hooked up to power? So not saying that's what you did, John. I'm just saying that happens a lot. So all right, so basketball. Obviously, if you got any more questions or comments, I definitely think 2 or 3 more pieces to add to this roster for Auburn basketball. But it's starting to take shape again. You're starting to see a really dynamic with Keyshawn Murphy, Keyshawn Hall, who Auburn has come back. Todd Pettiford comes back. I think you and I we'll end this segment talking about Todd. You and I obviously feel like that is a massive, massive piece to this puzzle.
You'll see me jump up and down if he comes back. We need him back. So yeah, I don't know if the way that we've been hearing and talking, if he'll be in the first round, and hopefully if he's not going to be in the first round, he'll be coming back is the hope. So we'll see if he's going to be there. But again, I think he needs another year to develop.
100%. 100%. I think if I had to bet, if I'm a betting man, I'm saying he's back.
Yeah.
He's got a good NIL deal waiting on him to come back to Auburn, and he's going to be a key piece, the key piece at point guard for him. He's going to be a superstar.
Are you kidding?
Superstar.
He was already such an impactful player last year.
As the 6th man.
Right.
All right, up against another break. We are live here on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill in Alexander City. We'll be back with more right after this. All right, everybody.
Roll my shoulder back to that.
It's about to kill you. In vain.
Yeah. It just doesn't even move like that.
She's in a boxing class, everybody. She's been punching everybody out. Nice. Martial arts. All right, so yes, we'll be talking about Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine too. Easter meal orders. Place your order by 4 p.m. today and for pickup tomorrow. And you don't need to miss out on this. I'm going to pull this up and talk about it on TV. You can call the store, place the order, and pick up Saturday, 9:30 to 5. So pick up 9:30 to 5 on Saturday. So let's go find the flyer here. Yep. Y'all keep us on task. We appreciate all of you that send us text messages and comments and remind us of things to cover. But I have to sort through all my screenshots and pictures. But yeah, the Easter deal here for Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. I'll repeat it for TV. The beef tenderloin, mashed potatoes, fresh green beans, salad, and rolls. 4 people for $125 or 8 people for $245, and that can be pre-cooked or uncooked, however you want it done. They have the pork tenderloin, same sides, for 4 people, $75.
Where can you go out to eat for 2 or 3 people for $75?
Nowhere anymore. Nowhere. I mean, nowhere.
Nowhere.
Go get in line at a fast food place and take 4 people and tell everybody to order what they want and see what your bill is. They also have the spiral ham or Boston butt, 10 to 12 people for $150. It includes choice of 2 sides and rolls to go with that. So go ahead and get your order into Pepper Tree. I mean, you got to 4 o'clock today to do it.
Yuck. Must.
Absolutely. Easter specials, we'll hit it up on TV as well. How good does all this sound? Are you hungry yet here at JR's?
Yeah, I'm starting.
How good does it smell?
It's starting to smell really, really good. The people next to us just got their food.
I'm telling you.
I'm starving now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if we could figure out a way to get the smell to go through the camera, we'd be billionaires. Not millionaires, billionaires.
I wish. I would.
You gotta figure out a way to put smell through the camera. Gotta figure it out. Somebody could. Think Elon Musk could figure that out.
Probably. If anyone could.
Yeah, it's probably Elon. He probably already knows how to do it. He just hasn't released it yet. All right, we'll dive into football here in just a minute. John, you coming to my house for Easter lunch? There's only 10 of you. I think there'll be like 20 already there. So what's 10 more, right? We'll just order a couple more Boston butts from Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. You can pick them up. The dog. Yeah, we're going to get some food here in just a minute. Okay. Hey, bring the menu by. We'll talk about some of your stuff. Please bring the menu. Our good buddy Chris here, helping us out, taking care of it.
Like you need a menu.
How about Coach Kleiner rocking his Auburn Blitz hat?
Let's go.
Come on now. Yeah, we're going to talk about our golf team too. Kane will let me know when it's time for me to get started back here on TV. And he just did. So.
Wasn't that from the last one?
Nope, he just said
Oh.
Yep.
Just talking.
You keep me on task. Somebody has to. Somebody has to keep me on task.
I thought that said fade.
Oh, no.
I was like, what?
So 30, so about 15.
That's insane.
Right.
Do you think so?
That's crazy. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. About halfway through our show here on TV. We are live on location at JR Sports Bar and Grill. We're going to be here for a little bit longer after TV is over. We'll keep our stream going. We got a lot to talk about here on the show. We do want to thank another one of our partners in Montgomery and in Auburn, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Faith, I'm telling you, can you beat this? The Easter deal. And you don't have very much time to get this order in. 4 o'clock today, you got to get it in.
If you want to get it by tomorrow.
Yep.
So they've got beef tenderloin, mashed potatoes, fresh green beans, salad, and rolls. For 4 people, that's $125.
It's already done for you, too.
My family wouldn't be able to go out and eat for $125.
Not at all.
And for 8 people, it's $245, pre-cooked or uncooked. So up to you. But that means all the hard work is already done.
It's done.
And you don't have to do anything.
Hey, let Jeff do the cooking. That
Please.
guy's unbelievable.
Please let him do the cooking. And then you've got pork tenderloins, mashed potatoes, fresh green beans, salad, and rolls for 4 people for $75, and for 8, $145. Where can you find those deals?
I asked Kathy, I said, is that a misprint? 4 people, $75 with all that? I mean, the food's unbelievable. The prices, as you can see, for the quality is.
To get a spiraled ham or a Boston butt, $150. That feeds 10 to 12 people.
See, there you go,
Instead
John.
of my dad going out and having to go out in the middle of the night to check the heater,
But he probably
like
kind of
that.
likes it a little bit, don't he?
He probably used to, not anymore.
Not anymore. He'd rather
No.
just go to Pepper Tree and
Go
let
to
them do
Pepper
it.
Tree, Steaks and Wine,
True.
and pick it up and have it ready for us.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So go check them out in Montgomery at Pepper Tree, in Auburn on East Glen. Anytime that you have a special occasion or a holiday like this, they have all these specials. We're going to keep pushing them along. We'll be back at Pepper Tree soon. Looking forward to that. We're going to be on a lot of places, Faith, like JR's. We're going to be right up the road, another Lake Martin area, Lake Martin Pizza. We'll be at Lake Martin Pizza. In Auburn, we're going to be at Baumhauer's and Byron's. We'll be down in the Stillwater's area at Stillwater's Golf Course.
Yep.
And all the 800 businesses that Eric McKinley has down there. We'll be drifting around. So they've got a special event coming up in May that we'll be at with Riley Green coming.
Riley Green will be there, so we're really excited to go there. And you have a big opening for him and
Yes.
cover some of that. So
Maybe a special guest coming too.
possibly
Possibly. We won't name any names yet. So
working on it.
I mean, we're special guests. I mean, what else does anybody need, right? We'll be there.
That's true.
So come,
That's true.
we'll give you some more information on that. That's going to be a cool event that we'll be talking about. That'll happen around mid-May. So we'll give you some more information coming up on that. But again, we'll have our calendar and we'll push out where we're going to be on Fridays and some Thursdays and some other days, depending on what special events are out there. Let's talk about football, Faith. This morning, we discussed the needs in the transfer portal for this Auburn football team. And as we come on the air, a couple of defensive line targets are on campus right now. And I'll go through those here in just a little bit. But we all knew that defensive line, and I've been saying it for 3 weeks.
Yeah, since forever it feels like. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last night or today.
We don't ever know. When we tape a podcast, we don't know what day it is. We refer to things as today, yesterday, and
all
the future and all that kind of stuff. But Dre Martin, who formerly was at South Carolina and Charlotte, and then James Ash, who was at Wake Forest and then transferred to Florida A&M, both are on campus today. And so, again, these are not All-American. I mean, I'm not taking a shot at them, but you got to go out and find guys you think that you can build up, develop, and fit in as pieces at that. You need depth on the defensive line.
You have to have it on the defensive line. We've seen people go down. We've seen people, need to switch around. And again, we don't need to be playing bring around the rosy. Not anymore.
I can't say anything better than that. No doubt about it. We don't need to be doing that. And so you look at these guys, I mean, again, very similar to like bringing in Isaiah Rakes or Philip Bleedy. Philip Bleedy from – and who else?
Oh, Kieran Crawford.
Yeah, Kieran. Well, Kieran has emerged into – I think Kieran Crawford could be all SEC this year.
We talk about it all the time, is one heck of an athlete. And the way that he has impacted this team just after 1 year of being here, he's going to do a lot today. Or not today, this season.
He could be doing a lot today too.
Maybe.
I don't know what he's doing today.
Gosh, I literally don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, I don't either. It just kind of merges together. Dre Martin, his size, 6'5", 310 pounds. If you look at James Ash, he comes in at 6'4", 280, 290, depending on what you're looking at there. But, again, 2 defensive line potentials on campus, and everybody needs more defensive linemen. Everybody's looking to try to add somebody in this second portal window in those need positions. Another position that you and I talked about this morning is linebacker. I mean, we saw Auburn get Dorian Mausi last year, and he came in and became a really solid piece.
A statement piece.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and that's another position where we've had some depth in there, and people have transferred out because of the depth and because of the density of the guys back there. So adding 1 or 2 would not be the worst thing, but I think it would help.
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to look at our linebacker situation currently, DeMarcus Riddick, who I think is going to be an All-American before he leaves Auburn. Very, very talented. Played as a freshman last year. He'll start at the weak side linebacker position. And you got Robert Woodyard, who's a redshirt junior, was highly touted coming out of high school. A lot of people don't remember that he was committed to Alabama, and then he flipped and came to Auburn. Has bided his time. Here's a great example of a guy that was highly touted, probably could have jumped in the portal and said, hey, sayonara, I'm going somewhere else. And he decided he loved Auburn and wanted to be part of this program. And now he's worked his way up to the starting Mike backer for this team. And then, of course, you just talked about I think we talked about him so much, he's got to be our favorite player, Kieran.
Yep.
So you got to be getting an interview with him. You got to be on the front row with Faith. Yeah. With him.
With Kieran, for sure. Yeah. No, I just think, though, with some of those guys like DeMarcus Riddick and Robert Woodyard Jr., I think that is just – they're young and they don't have as much experience. They
just haven't had the reps.
Right. And so having somebody transfer in that has had the reps and has had the experience, that would just make a big difference in that rotation.
And some other guys that we mentioned that are young, that are really talented. Auburn fought and won the battle with Miami for Elijah Melendez. And, his brother's on the team too. But you get him as a true freshman. DJ Barber was a tremendous player for Clay Chalkville in Birmingham. Made the game-saving stop in the state championship game 2 years ago against Saraland. He made the stop at the goal line to win the game for them. So he's there as a redshirt freshman. J.J. Falk, man, that's Keldrick's brother. Mm-hmm. He don't look like a freshman.
No, he doesn't look like a freshman. And, again, he's still young. He's still going to have to kind of get that experience and development. But, again, I think that's going to be – he could be a huge piece at some point in this defense.
Absolutely. All right, we're up against another break. Everybody stay tuned. We're live at location here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. More to come right after this. All right. So, Faith, you get to look through the menu. I want to see what you choose. Feel free to ask advice, too. Everybody's got their favorite here at JR's. If you've not been to JR's, come to JR's. I mean, downtown Alexander City here on Alabama Street, food is unbelievable. And you need to make sure if you're in this area, John loves the onion rings. Hard to beat. Quesadillas, burger. Their burgers are, man, I'm telling you, don't sleep on their burgers. Their burgers are really good here. I know they're famous for their chicken fingers and wings, but the burgers are top notch.
Chicken quesadilla sounds good.
It's so good. It's so good. Can't go wrong with that. For sure. All right, a couple more segments here on the TV side. About this news, Denzel Aberdeen, who was a big part of Florida's national championship team, has entered the transfer portal. Averaged 16.2 points a game. 46% from outside. It didn't start very much, but another one of those pieces that came in off the bench for Florida that was a really, really talented player. It doesn't matter anymore. You can win a national title and everybody goes. Baylor lost their whole team. They have nobody. Entire team gone. I think Alabama lost 9 of 11 that started in that BYU game. So 9 of the 11 guys that are not started but played in that game are gone. It's crazy.
That's
These coaches, man. Again, I don't feel sorry for guys that make that kind of money, but they are earning their pay more than they ever have now.
I just can't get over how much money they're making.
It's wild.
Like I can't fathom where it comes from either.
At what point in time, though, look, I know we all want to make the most we possibly can. It's a free enterprise society. We're capitalistic, and if you come out here and you bust your tail and you do good things, you can make more money. But at what point in time is it about does the relationships and the unity that you built and I guess the trust that you have say, all right, I got enough money over here. Yeah, I could go get some more, but I got all this other that goes with this. I'm in a comfortable situation. I just can't see 2.5 to 3. Okay, it's 500,000. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but 2.5 in a place where you know you're going to be the guy, or are you going to just say I'm going to go roll the dice and go over here and take my chances for 6 months, 7 months? So
I don't know where it's coming from. All the money.
there's a money tree somewhere that we don't
I
know
haven't
about.
found it yet.
I've been looking for it for a long time. I hadn't
Anybody
found it
knows
either.
where
So
it is, please let me know.
we haven't even talked about the high school kids yet.
I know.
We're going to dive into that. So we got 30 seconds. Come back on TV. A couple more segments here on TV. But Faith and I will hang out at JR's here for a little while longer after we go off. Ty said his favorite at JR's is the wings and finger combo. Cannot go wrong with that either, Ty.
5 wings and 3 fingers.
Yeah, it's a lot of food. I see a to-go box in your
Has
future.
anybody had the chicken quesadilla?
Do I count?
Yeah.
It's great. It's outstanding.
Then I think that's it.
The steak one is too.
Okay. Heard that.
It's all good. And I'm way past the time to come back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. See, that's your job. Keep me on task. It's hard, isn't it?
It is.
It's really
but
hard.
It's okay.
It's hard. So, but we are back on TV here and at JR Sports Bar and Grill in Alexander City. Come out. We got so caught up talking about what we're going to try to eat here in just a minute. There it is with the big 25 on there. They passed that now. They've been here almost 27 years. So this place was packed. Oh, well, let me say it still is packed. It's still packed. It's not was packed. It's still packed. Hey, it is Good Friday, so some people are off work, some people are out of school. JR
Not
Sports.
us.
No, we're working away. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to keep the train on the tracks. But all right, so come out to JR's.
Yes.
Food's outstanding. Faith's about to get her baptism in JR's food here, and like I said on the break, I see a to-go box in your future.
I don't know. Maybe.
We're gonna get some appetizers too, because you got to sample that.
Okay, then probably.
I'm gonna sell you short here. You're on your first meal at JR's. All right. How about this crazy story? You and I talked about this, and I sent it to you, like you said. Proud for you not to reply to my text while you were driving down the road.
Didn't even read it.
But according to 5-Star Football Recruiting, we like to give credit to the outlets that break these things. Rivals 4-star and Alabama's number 127 recruit Cam Pritchett turned down $750,000.
A third? Wait. A third?
Three-quarters of a million.
Three-quarters of a
There you
million
go. Is that
dollars.
what you're looking for?
Yeah, I was looking for the 3 and then the 4, and I was like, wait, what?
Keep you in line too, by the way.
Yeah.
We gotta help each other. $750,000.
In high school.
And he's a 27. He's a class of 27 guy.
You're getting recruited for that in high school? I didn't know that was allowed.
Well, it's not in Alabama, but it is in other states. And so,
where's he going?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, he
him?
said he's coming back to Thompson.
I know, but who wants him?
Well, they didn't reveal that. It said in a move that's making waves across, and I'm just reading what they posted. 27 4-star defensive end Cam, the top-ranked player in Alabama, officially declined a $750,000 transfer offer to leave Thompson High School. This had to be true because there's a quote from him. Faith, you want to read the quote? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I'll
like
read it. First of all, I'm so blessed and grateful to even be considered in that way. It's really an honor and privilege that I do not take lightly or for granted. Having that said, I truly believe that God has a plan for my career and for my life as long as I allow Him to guide my path. It's important to me that my legacy is built on integrity, hard work, passion, and faith. I want to do that at Thompson. So if he's a class of 27, he's 17.
Yes, he's a sophomore. It's about to be a junior.
Yeah,
he's going into junior.
16, 17. What a well-spoken young man for
No kidding.
his age and for having the integrity and the loyalty, which we don't talk about loyalty.
Right.
In a
How easy would it have been to take that dude
100%.
as a sophomore?
100%. Imagine what his family could be able to do with that money.
But he's looking at the bigger picture.
And that's,
I think that's what's getting missed in all this.
right. And I think, again, we talk about loyalty all the time in college athletics, and there's no loyalty anymore. You don't owe anybody anything, it seems like. So him to do this in high school at this young age just shows what kind of young athlete he is. And whatever school, when he is,
That's the kind of guy you want on your team.
that's what I was going to say. That's the kind of guy that you want to be recruited to your school. You see the loyalty he'll be able to give you and your team. So crazy.
And then I saw John's comment, and yes, Trent Seaborn, the quarterback, I think last year was offered, rumored, over $1 million to transfer somewhere.
Right.
And he turned that down. So, look, we saw Coach Freeman at practice. Was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. But Coach Freeman from Thompson, and and look, they've got a machine going up there. And here's a case in point. I don't know what school was courting him. I know we got to get to our last break, but it was important. It was important for him. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Maybe we'll release that here in just a minute when we just found out. But it makes sense that he says, look, I got a great coach here. I'm getting developed. The reason I'm the person I am, player I am, is because the program I'm in,
right,
and the exposure. So I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to let my value increase here, and I'll get more money down the line instead of jumping ship and going to try to grab this deal in the immediate future.
Right. So I think it's a huge highlight on the kid himself and the coaches at Thompson.
100%. All right, we're going to go to our final break for TV. Everybody stay tuned. One final segment right after this. So
look, it's
Oh yeah, man.
And
So he went there and had a great game. So they come back and say,
then something else. I read something else. Which again, this doesn't mean it's.
yeah, you don't know that it's confirmed or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Where did it just go?
Man, this is crazy.
See, this is where I'm like, I'm not like.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
By either one of those. Mm.
Does anybody know that's watching if Georgia has the high profile collective? Does anybody know?
Talking about in high school.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they have
Do they?
NIL over there
In high school though?
in high school.
Okay.
Right. You know, technically in high school in Alabama, a kid can still go out and get a deal with a company, or they just can't wear their high school jersey or their high school whatever in the
literally-
commercial.
That's literally like a modeling agency.
That's what
That
it is.
makes sense.
what
I
it is.
100% can see that.
But
But
I mean, all that stuff's going on in other places
I
anyway.
feel like I should know that being from Georgia that they have that.
Your high school football team,
Not mine. Mine's not doing that.
that's probably why you're
Yeah.
not really up to speed on that. But so Faith will be joining the Wildcat Football Network crew here this fall, amongst all the other duties she's doing with us here at R&B Media. What's up, girl?
Chris just told me to come ask if you wanted to order.
We are going to in about 10 minutes.
Okay,
Can you
so
come
I'll
see us
just
in
come
about
back
10 minutes?
Thank you.
Perfect. Awesome. It's going to be 10 long minutes.
I know.
I'm ready. So, but Faith will be on the sideline for the games this year. It's going to be a fun year there. And she also will be our official sideline reporter for Super 7.
Yep.
All 7 championship games. You got
Yep.
a lot of homework to do, and you don't even know who it is yet.
Yep. Which is why.
You have a week. You'll have a week to prepare. Well, you have 2 weeks for 7A. You have 2 weeks for 7A. But for the other 6 classifications, you'll have 1 week to get all your information done.
I'll be reading
You'll
up.
be ready to go.
I'll
You'll be
know some
following on.
stuff because I'm doing stuff with the Wildcats.
You'll be a regular Alabama transplant by then. You will not be a foreigner to Alabama high school sports anymore.
I won't.
You'll be in depth with all of it. Georgia has an O lineman in the portal, but he also has been charged with speeding at a high. Well, I mean, which player? Which
and
player?
They have like a running back in the portal too.
Doesn't everybody at Georgia,
Have a speeding ticket.
every one of them, been arrested for speeding, like reckless driving? All right, so should be coming back for TV shortly. Of course. Absolutely. 100%.
How much does the athlete actually get at that amount? Taxes, insurance. I don't see.
Oh, the 750. I have no idea.
Probably, I'd say 500 of it.
Yeah, at least.
I found out how much taxes are. It's a lot of.
Oh, so we just went to break on TV. Something must have skipped, he said. All right, so
Okay.
we'll just keep this going then. How about that?
Still on.
And we'll have a
break
very small segment
for the last.
for the
one.
last TV, but then we're going to be here at JR's probably to 1:30ish. So we'll stay up. If any of you have anything that you want to ask or have a question or chat with, what do y'all typically order at JR's? Okay. All right. So depends on if I'm in a chicken finger mood or a wing mood, but it's hard to go against the wing basket here. It's the classic. It's really, really good. Love JR's wings. I think they're the best anywhere. And my buddy Greg Benson, I know he watches sometimes too. MLF Pro, fishes all over the country. He's a big wing guy, and he eats wings everywhere. And he swears up and down JRs are absolutely the best of anywhere he's ever been. So, and he would know because he's drug a boat all over this country, from California to New York to Texas to Florida and everywhere between. The chicken fingers are good. Hey, if you like salads, the hen house salad is on point. The rooster salad's good too. Then you add the white cheese on top of that. So that's good. The cheese nuggets and the fried dill pickles are outstanding for appetizers.
I want to try the corn nuggets.
Corn nuggets are great too. I think they do a sampler, so they just bring the whole thing out.
Yeah, sampler plate.
Do the sampler. So I know we'll be getting that. So yeah, it's hard to go wrong. And again, JR is swamped here at lunch. It's great to see. We've been doing Sports Blitz from JR's for over 20 years. So Faith was a tiny toddler when we started doing our shows from JR's.
How long ago?
I said over 20 years. So you were a tiny toddler when we started this.
I was a baby.
I was saying, you were what, 2?
And 20 years ago?
Yeah, 1 year old, 2 year old.
Yeah, 20 years ago. I was 2.
See,
Yeah.
you were tiny. All right. About 20 seconds, and then we'll.
That was probably not what you wanted to look at.
I clicked on the wrong button there, and I do not want so we can stop on it. It's closed today, and I'm glad it's closed. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the final segment here, JR Sports Bar and Grill. Want to thank them so much. It's our first on location of our summer push into fall. We're going to be somewhere every Friday or Thursday, depending on what's going on, maybe even a Wednesday that we'll sneak in because of special events and all. But our program brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation.
And Sensigreen for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensigreen.
And they've got it feeling cool in JR's here.
It does feel good.
It feels really, really good because the temperature's going up outside. I actually got up and went turkey hunting this morning, and that sucked because we didn't kill a turkey, but we heard some. But it was 45 degrees this morning.
And when I walked outside, it was 80
So
degrees.
I mean, good Lord, 35 degree difference in from early this morning to when you got out and about. So, but to close out here on TV, again, kind of talking about the state of. We'll shift out of this because we talk it to death. Let's talk Auburn baseball. Yesterday, Auburn lost a heartbreaker to the number one team in the country in Texas. And again, Samuel Dutton pitched a great game. They were able to just get one more hit than Auburn, hit the ball out of the park and win 3-2. And so nothing to hang your head down about. Turn around on a short time frame after playing Jacksonville State on Tuesday. Played that game last night, and then they'll play again today, and then finish up on Saturday because no games on Sunday. The SEC made that rule about Easter, so I love that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I do too. And then just one more time for people on TV that my third edition of On the Front Row with Faith is going to be out at 2:00 today with Brendan Valdez, and he is actually one of the semifinalists for the Hogan Award. So just wanted to let y'all know about that. Along with Jackson Coyvon, he's actually the reigning Hogan Award winner after being the second freshman to receive this award since 2008. So, yeah, that's a big accomplishment for them, and I got to catch up with Brendan Valdez, so had a great conversation.
What a great dude he is.
Awesome guy, standout guy. So make sure you go watch that at 2 when that comes out today.
Yeah, don't miss any of her episodes. They're awesome. There's a great camera guy back there. No, I'm just kidding. But she does it all. She edits the whole thing and puts it together. And we want to thank Justin so much for helping us get started with that. Did such a great job on those first couple of episodes, and then now we're off and rolling. He's been training me a long time on technology and stuff. So, but really, really thank Justin for that. John, the name of that restaurant that was here was Cecil's. So it was a great restaurant. Unfortunately, it burnt. It burned down, and we missed Cecil's here now at City. So, yeah, it was a great restaurant. So it's about time to wrap it up, Faith, here. On the TV side, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay up live on YouTube and Facebook. So all of you just hang with us. We got a lot more to talk about here as we keep rolling. But to all you in TV land, we appreciate you tuning us in each and every day. We couldn't do it without you. Been doing this for a long time at lunch. And again, we're going to be going around. We're at JR's today. We'll be back at JR's next month as well. So we're just going to be rotating all these places together, and Faith's going to put out a calendar for us. She has to keep us organized. I'm not very good at that. So she'll keep us organized and let everybody know where we're going to be. So come out and join us at all of these locations. I know the establishments will appreciate it too. All right, it's going to wrap it up for the TV side. I hope everybody has a wonderful Easter weekend. Go ahead and tell everybody.
Have the best day ever, best weekend ever.
Absolutely. And a big War Eagle to everybody out there. And we will see you next time for more Auburn Blitz. All right, so we're going to keep rolling here on the internet. So
On the internet.
you get to get up, stretch your legs a little bit. Sneaking off to get some food. So, yeah, we'll continue to talk anything that you guys want to talk about. And, again, got some defensive linemen on campus right now. For any of you that may have missed that earlier in the show, that are potentially looking at coming to Auburn. So, again, now that the portal window's open, you're going to be getting a lot of visitors in, and talked about portal needs for Auburn in football, and really it's on the defensive side of the football. The defensive line, linebackers, I think we're really good in the secondary there. But, when you look at the offensive side of the football, tight end's really the position. And we talked about that on the podcast this morning. We'll go back through that again if you guys would like for us to. Brandon Frazier is really kind of the guy there at tight end. Been kind of in and out with injuries. I know majority of last year battling injuries, but would love for him to stay healthy and really see what he could do and kind of live up to potential when he got recruited to Auburn. And then you got a couple of transfers, Preston Howard and Rico Walker. And then you got a offensive lineman that has shifted over to play tight end, maybe more of a blocking style guy, although we saw Tate Johnson catch a pass in practice and kind of developing at that new position for them. But Auburn with some needs there, you could definitely go add one more tight end into that room. Outside of that, I really like this offense, and the depth of receivers is unbelievable. The offensive line is really taking shape. You got guys returning like Dylan Wade and Connor Liu and Xavier Miller and Jeremiah Wright. And then you add Xavier Chaplin from Virginia Tech and Mason Murphy from USC. And you got some of the freshmen that are there behind. And I think DeAndre Carter, being a redshirt freshman, was a highly touted lineman in last year's class that came in. Really top player. I think he's just buying his time to get on the line. And then Too Tall played a lot last year. I think Auburn's really got some depth, some quality depth at that offensive line position now in all positions. So I know that we lost Braden Joyner in the transfer portal, and we talked about that earlier in the week, Faith. We hated to see him step away from Auburn, but we get it. And a lot of times, there's multiple reasons why people get in the portal. Maybe because it's money, a better deal. Maybe because it's the talent. And again, no cut on just using this as an example. When you upgrade your roster and you bring guys in, you get bumped down sometimes. So you have to make a decision that if you want to try to stick this thing out, and if the guy that's ahead of you's a lower class, maybe a freshman or sophomore, or they bring a transfer in, you probably need to sit there and think about what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. And again, that's what the transfer portal is supposed to be used for.
And it's not most of the time. It's for other
We
things.
talked about it today, about what some people use it for.
Yep. NIL, transfer portal, all of it kind of cuss words in the industry right now. I was just telling everybody, tight end's probably the lone. I mean, I don't know. Coach Freeze and them may could go out and find. I mean, he's even said maybe another receiver, which is wild to say. But I don't know how many more you can add to this room. And I think you and I were very impressed with Horatio Fields.
Yeah, absolutely. I was
and Singleton. He blew your hair back.
literally did because of how fast he was. Yeah, I mean, I didn't ever hear that he was looking for another wide receiver, so that's news to me.
Well, he kind of had mentioned it, like if there's a guy out there that you felt like, I just don't see where you would add another receiver.
I don't either.
I think that's way down the list of priorities. Do you feel good about the running back position with Damari Alston and Jeremiah Cobb? And
I would really like to see Damari Alston have a breakthrough season. We've seen some of him, but again, he was just not as he had
he had a fumbling problem last year, by the way.
he couldn't go down holding the
Right.
ball. And that was a huge problem in some of our losses. Also, he had Jarquez Hunter in front of him. He had a lot of talent that was hard to follow up with, but I don't think he showed his true potential. So maybe this
It's his turn.
Yeah. I do you think that they'll go and look for another running back?
I don't think so. Not after picking up Darrell Robinson.
Yeah.
He didn't really participate in spring and trying to get back fully healthy, but he's a bigger back.
Yeah.
I think it's running back by committee this year. I think, if you want to break down carries, if I had to talk about who I thought was, Damari's going to be the starter.
Right.
I mean, he's a 20 carry a game guy.
Right.
Maybe Jeremiah Cobb and Darrell Robinson mix up the next 10 to 15 carries.
Right.
And you're going to run the ball 30, 35 times a game in this offense in some different way. And then, there's also going to be opportunities to have guys in the game to throw swing passes and get people out on the edge. That's, in essence, a running play when you do that. And then, you got speed sweeps and then the little shovel pass that's part of this offense. And, Malcolm kind of emerged into that role.
Yeah, he did.
Last year. Saw Eric Singleton run some of that with Malcolm this year. So,
right.
The thing you want to do is you want to have a couple of guys that can do certain plays so the defense doesn't get dialed in. So, there's Malcolm lined up in slot. Oh, he's about to go in motion. I'm going to set the edge. He's going to get the ball and because he's going to run a speed sweep. Now, if you do it some with Eric Singleton, some with Malcolm, and you mix it up, now the defense can't just sell out and say, okay, this is what play's coming.
Right.
Keep them on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, and we both were saying, where's Jeremiah Cobb? We haven't seen him too much.
Right.
And there he was, breaking through. I was impressed with what we saw from him in spring practice.
Oh man, I think he's a guy that is not extremely fast, but he's a power back, and it's a little bit deceiving when you look at him. But he's just a tough runner, and look at running backs, and are you a running back that's falling forward all the time, or are you a guy that's getting knocked back? Jeremiah Cobb's always falling forward for an extra yard or an extra 2 yards.
His feet don't stop moving.
No, they don't. And
that's one of the biggest parts of being a running back.
Right.
Is keeping your feet moving.
Hey, some things I want to share with everybody from A-Day that maybe you didn't get from some other people is they had Malcolm running drills with running backs a little bit in one of the periods. They called him over and they were going through some things. So, you see Malcolm Simmons in the backfield sometimes. He played running back at Ben Russell, when he had to. And, of course, he was mainly a receiver, but they lined him up in Wildcat and did all kind of different things. And he's got the skill set, and he has got such a good first step. He's so quick and being able to cut, and he looks really good back there. He's put on weight. We saw him yesterday.
Yeah, saw him yesterday.
Being very studious, by the way.
Yes, very, very studious Malcolm unlocked. He's such a nice kid. But again, if he calls me ma'am one more time, I'm going to rip his head off. So
do not call her ma'am. I don't care. I don't care how old you are.
I call him sir sometimes, and
I get
he gets
pissed.
mad, but
Yep. Well, we were just raised right.
It makes me feel so old.
You're not old. They're just being respectful.
I know.
That's all that matters.
But it's okay. I forgive him for almost running me over at practice, though.
You didn't say anything to him about that.
I know. I totally forgot.
I was fully expecting. That's
Did you
what,
think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say
I
something.
totally forgot about it. You should have reminded me. I would have.
I almost said something to you. I was like, I thought that's the first thing you were going to say to me.
No, I totally forgot.
I
just saw him walking, and I was like, hey,
you were like, hey, is that Malcolm? I'm like, yeah, it's Malcolm. So he came back over and talked to us. He had just left the complex, and he got a little banged up spring too. So nothing major. He's good. Shoulder's going to be good there, and so Jackson Arnold. I had some people ask me about Jackson Arnold and Deuce Knight. Just kind of giving a recap of what you and I saw at practice for a couple of weeks. We were both impressed with both of those guys.
Yeah.
The way the ball comes out of their hand. I think we finally have, and you're going to add Ashton Daniels to the quarterback room. I really feel good about our quarterback situation. I know we've said that a bunch in the past, but surely one of these guys is going to take the reins this year.
Yeah, you got to give Deuce the benefit of the doubt for being a freshman, and he's going to have some – he'll show that he's unexperienced at this level at some points, and that's just part of being a true freshman.
Absolutely.
So, I think Auburn expects a lot from him, and I think rightfully so. I think he's a really good athlete that is going to be able to actually stun people. So I'm excited to watch him and see how he develops. But, yeah, it's just –
things you're used to getting away with in high school, you're not going to get away with those in the SEC. You're just not.
It's not possible. But the way that he's been able to kind of read what's going on has been shocking, I think, coming from a freshman that hasn't been in this setting before. Yeah,
I agree. He said that in his interview after A-Day. He's like, look, I held the ball too long. I know at this level I can't make a late throw there. He said, so I'm going to correct that. He said, I know what I've got to correct. And he was asked the question, what was the difference? Because we didn't see him do that in practice in spring. I don't think he turned the ball over hardly at all.
I think we saw it once.
I think we saw that one turnover. But, you get in the game, you get in the stadium. It was his first time, even though it wasn't a true game. When they went live at the end of that, it's when he turned the ball over. And, again, Mr. Ballhawk and Quan Fagans.
Yeah.
He's picking everybody off, man.
I mean, dude, the read that guy has is insane. And it is the way he's a freshman is wild that he can do the things that he does.
Yeah, I saw one guy trying to get a water bottle from one of the trainers, and he blew through and intercepted that.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm kidding. I mean, it's just that's the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's just got an unbelievable skill set from being able to read where to be on the field. And then you take a guy that's as talented as him and you give him that IQ, man, he is a pro. I know I'm talking about a freshman. This guy may have been the biggest pickup in the class for Auburn.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Jared Smith too, man. From
Yeah.
Thompson.
The way that
Both
we
of
just have to keep these guys is now that's something you have to think about.
Right.
You have to think about keeping them through the summer, going into the season.
And you got to build quality depth. I mean, Morris Williams talks about that behind Keldrick Fault. Morris Williams looks good, man. He looks like the real deal. And he's going to be rotating with Keldrick Fault. You got to need that because Keldrick can't play every snap.
And we've seen Keldrick, he hasn't been practicing as much. He's been
Right.
a little banged up. So there's got to be somebody that we trust in there.
100%. So yeah, that's just kind of our take a little bit on some of the things that we saw during the spring. Man, we'll finish up baseball and softball season, and then it'll be time for media days, and we'll talk about that a little bit. You and I are going to head over to media days. Is that July 15th?
Yes.
July the 15th will be Auburn's day, and
Tuesday. Right?
the Tuesday, I believe, it's the second day. So starts on Monday. We'll go over on Tuesday, and
Big day.
hopefully
for,
catch up with all the.
Tuesday.
Yeah, there's is it Kirby there as
Kirby's
well?
there.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Is there.
Yeah, Texas.
Tennessee, Hugh,
Heupel.
Heupel.
Yep. Guess who won't be there? Nico Imialia
Yeah, who do you think that they're going to take this year?
from Auburn.
Yeah, Keldrick, Eugene went last year.
I mean,
And
do you ask
Peyton, I think.
Keldrick to go again?
Absolutely.
He goes back, I
I
think.
think Keldrick goes back.
Offensively, I mean Connor Lew, possibly at
Maybe.
center.
Yeah.
I mean, do you take Eric Singleton because he's a transfer? I mean, we've seen that happen before, didn't we? We've taken transfers
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, Peyton Thorne.
That's what I'm saying. He went
Um,
and had not even played yet. So, um,
I don't know. I think you take Keldrick.
they normally let you take three guys.
Take Keldrick.
Is there somebody in the secondary? Maybe Jay Crawford or Caleb. I don't
I
know.
think maybe you take Eric Singleton. Maybe if he gets the relationship with the coaches that it
Would
looks
you
like
take
he
Cam
has.
Coleman?
That's what I was thinking.
I think Cam
about.
maybe gets.
I was wondering if Cam would be. We would love Malcolm to go.
Of course,
Of
absolutely.
course. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I think Cam, he might be a good one. And I don't know, maybe.
I mean, I think you take an offensive lineman, and I think Connor Lew's the
one to take
right.
off the line. Yeah, I think Connor Lewis. I really like him. He's nice.
I totally agree. I don't know. I'm just looking through this depth chart, just trying to see who I would take. Definitely Keldrick Fall. What about Kieran Crawford? That's a possibility. Two defensive guys there.
Alex McPherson looks a lot better. Sorry, Ty just asked.
Well, he just actually read my mind as I was about to say something.
I was
about
gonna say
Well,
something.
how about that?
too.
We got the trio there.
Yeah, no, he looks so much better. I saw him at church during the fall when he was really sick, and
It's terrible, man.
yeah, it made my heart hurt so bad. It was really, really sad. But he looks so much better. He looks happy, healthy, and you saw him some too
Yeah, I did.
at
I mean,
8A, and
man, it looks like a different guy.
yeah,
So proud for him,
Yeah.
and you
and
know,
the coaching staff.
Heck yeah.
The things that they've done for him and helped him with.
well, yeah. So yeah, continue to pull for that kid, and we missed him this past year.
Yeah.
100%. Ty asked if I had met the new defensive coordinator, Ben Russell, Michael Hill. I have. Very, very nice guy. Glad to have Michael here in Alexander City and part of this new coaching staff here. Going to be a fun high school season for a lot of people. And like I said, we were kind of working our way through. July 15th, we'll be at Media Day. And then after that, Faith, man, everything just kind of rockets on by.
Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, it will
Summer's
be,
going to go by fast.
and then August 29th will be here before we know it.
Yeah, that too.
Baylor,
Yeah.
Auburn, Baylor, and excited about that and
Crazy.
being able to cover that game. And got to have several road trips this year that we're looking forward to. Oklahoma
Yep.
and Texas A&M, and of course Arkansas and Vandy a little bit closer, but Arkansas it's not a fun trip. Period. It's no easy way to get there.
We'll be able to go see my friend that lives in Fayetteville.
There you go.
So I'm excited for that.
Road trip there.
See
Vanderbilt.
Lucy again.
Vanderbilt's always fun because
Yeah.
it's Nashville.
Nashville.
Linden.
Linden,
We get to
yeah.
hang out with Linden. So Linden always brings us good luck when Auburn's in town. So
Of course.
always a fun. Will Diego Pavia still be there? I mean, I am sick and tired
And
of
beating
having.
us.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, by the way, we can't get off without talking about Brian Larson. How about the entire offense is just pretty much bailed out? That guy can ruin a program faster than. I mean, my God, talk about a cancer, dude. I mean, the
That
four
was-
running backs, the quarterback, everybody said, "Hell, I'm getting out of here."
I want to know what everybody here has to say. Drop a comment.
Christian, I don't know. We love Christian at 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
yeah.
see Christian Clemente's tweet?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm
yeah.
shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay Knott gets in the portal. Now, by the way, Jay Knott wasn't the reason we lost to Cal last year. He only had 10 yards. I went back. I
Yeah,
think he had
no.
11 carries for 10 yards.
He
Now, the
was-
year before in Cal, he had a pretty good game until he got slammed on his head.
But not last year.
Who was it that slammed him on his head? We thought we killed him. I can't remember. Somebody else.
Yeah.
But he got slammed. But he was running. He had a really good game there. And then
Wait, was that the game that was like at 9 o'clock our
Yes.
time? Okay, I have no idea because
you were way asleep.
I was asleep.
And that was such a bad played game. Of course, I'm glad we won the thing. But my God. And then Cal brings this crap team to Auburn last year, and we turned the ball over 4 times. And that's kind of what started the season going in the wrong direction. Hate to harbor bad memories, but that was. But Jay Knott, the reason we're talking about this is he's now at Oklahoma. So we get to see him again. This will be 3 years now. Now, again, we contained him, but the transfer quarterback for Oklahoma that came in from Washington State, stud.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're going to be – I've seen some people out there saying that Oklahoma may have the most prolific offense in the conference next year or this year. I guess it's this year. Wouldn't be next year.
Yeah, going there is going to be,
It's gonna be tough.
yeah.
You talked about it. You brought this up when we went through the schedule months ago. These first 6 games,
Oh, yeah.
but you better win one of those Oklahoma or Texas A&M. You got to
and then
win one of
going
them.
into Georgia.
Can we finally?
At home.
Can we finally, please?
I'm just glad it's right. It's at home.
Yes, it's at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just glad it's at home.
And we've played them good at home the last few times.
We have. I was in the probably second row last time we played them at home, and I
Could
was
you see any of them?
yeah red.
It's hard to see that.
I saw red. That's what I saw.
Like
Angry.
on multiple levels, right?
Yeah, I was pissed.
Well, that was when what's his name caught everything in under the
Brock
sun.
Bowers.
Brock Bowers. And we
See-
just decided not to cover it. Like, I mean, how do you let the guy get off the line of scrimmage untouched on the last drive? It's like you knew where he was going. You knew where they were going with the football. Everybody in the stands knew.
That's why. Why can't we find a tight end that is going to?
Maybe Brandon Frazier will be that guy.
I hope so. I really do.
We've been waiting. You know, I know he's battled injuries.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
been hurt, but I really hope he's going to be that guy because that kid is insane.
Which
Athletic.
one? Brandon or Brock?
Brock.
Brock, oh, ridiculous. Having a heck of a NFL career already.
Exactly.
So,
But yeah, no, we haven't seen too much from Brandon Frazier because he's been hurt and Luke Deal was taking over. So I'm hoping that he's healthy and able to make plays like that happen because we need it.
you know, and since we're talking about, the season last year, and I'm going back through, we didn't lose. I mean, every game was close.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about how poorly we played offensively in some of these games. Missouri, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. That Vanderbilt game. Diego Pavia didn't beat Auburn.
No.
He played terrible. It was the fact that we couldn't move the ball at all. And so
Auburn beat Auburn.
Cal, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt. That's 5.
No, yeah, Auburn beat Auburn. Wait, no. Auburn
In 5
beat
games.
Auburn. Yeah.
In 5 games.
Yeah. We did it.
And we're in the Georgia game until I don't know whose fault it was, but it went 4 on 4 down, and Peyton obviously went. Everybody went one way, and he went the other, and he was just standing there with 3 or 4 Georgia defenders. So that kind of swung the momentum in that game. Hate to bring up bad
Why
stuff.
are we rehashing?
Because I want to not do
I've
that
lost
again.
my appetite now.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm not.
No, you
I'm
didn't.
starving, actually.
Yeah, you didn't. All right, so we're about to wrap up here at JR's here, just a few more minutes. Here, again, come to JR Sports Bar and Grill. Love being here on location. Of course, I've been coming here for a long time. Faith's been coming up here now for a few months. And, again, the food is outstanding. She's about to find out how good this food is. And, again, make JR's part of your summer. I mean, they cater. They deliver if you're in the city limits. But, you know, if you have a big party or something going on, you can call and order and you come pick it up. Why do you want to try to prepare all this food when you're going to Lake Martin and getting on your boat? Just call JR's. They'll get you a big platter of wings and fingers, and everybody on your boat will be happy.
Yeah, I mean,
You'll be the king of the castle.
everyone will be wanting to be on your good side.
No doubt about it. So the food's great. The atmosphere's great. Got TVs everywhere in here. You can bring your family in here, hang out. You can bring your buddies in here. We're up here in the bar area overlooking the restaurant, and it has officially cleared out. It's about 1:30. So, but for about 2 hours in here, it has been
Slam.
wrapped up. And so it's about our turn.
Yep.
I'm about to starve.
I'm ready.
So, again, JR Sports Bar and Grill, really appreciate them and joining up with us on our own locations that we're going to be doing here on the Auburn Blitz, starting now all the way through football season. Thursdays and Fridays, mainly Fridays, but we'll shift around some depending on, you know, certain events and things like that. And then again, Faith, Miss Organization over here, will have us have our calendar out of where we're going to be, and we'll push that out on our social media. And we want you to come and hang out with us wherever it is, whether it be JR's, Lamar Pizza, Baumhauer's, Byron's, Stillwater's, wherever it is. And we got other places that we're going to be adding. So we're looking forward to it. So, Faith, anything else you got?
Happy Easter.
There you go.
Happy Easter weekend.
It's Good Friday today.
And Good Friday, yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot to be thankful for.
Yes.
Again, hope everybody has a wonderful Easter weekend. The weather looks like it's going to be really, really nice. So for all the kids out there, did you like hunting Easter eggs when you were a kid?
I did. I had a lot of fun doing it.
It is.
I want to do it with Lucy. Put little
You
treats in there
Oh,
and
yeah.
then have her go find them.
Nice.
She's really good at that.
For everybody that doesn't know who Lucy is, it's her one and only, right? I don't know how else to explain it. There she is, the Queen Lucy. So, but again, yeah, got to get some eggs out there for Lucy to hunt. So, but everybody, hope everybody has a wonderful Easter weekend, and
Safe.
absolutely. And lake season is upon us. Thanks to JR's once again for everything, and we'll be back here next month, and we'll be somewhere else next week. So make sure you hang in there with us. We'll be back on the air Monday for another edition of our Auburn Blitz podcast. So again, everybody have a fun, happy, safe Easter weekend and a big old
Warriorville.